Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Mochi. First off, let me load up the game, and then I'll go over some stuff real quick. Pretty sure it was that one. Yep, okay. Alright, so, couple things. I am laying down in my bed right now because, it's easier for me this way, so I don't have to, like, hop into the recliner and then get situated with the footstool healing. And it's a... Oh.
Mommy? Sorry, Mommy? Sorry, more Eka? Yes.
What was that, Mo Eka? Thank you for the 14 months, Golden. 14 months, wow. But thank you so much. But yeah, it's just easier for me this way since I can't really, like, I don't know, it's like the healing is sapping up my stamina, and then just like making it back and forth to the recliner is also kind of hard for me. So, and this position is just more comfortable in general, and allows me to put my foot up so I can have the swelling go down. So, if the audio sounds different, it's because I'm laying down in bed while streaming. I hope it doesn't sound drastically different. I hope everything's fine. But if there's anything that I can fix, if there's anything that's louder, anything that's quieter, just let me know and I'll adjust it as much as I can. But yeah, that's about it. Fun fact, camels have a gestation up to 14 months. I don't know what gestation means. Mo quickly choked back her yawn and looked around to see if anyone saw her. There were other people doing the same thing she was, leaning up against the railing of the bridge and killing time. Of course, they were all too focused on themselves to pay her any mind. Pregnancy? Ah, I see. She'd planned on spending the day at Ferris's house, taking care of the paperwork left over from the office's temporary closure. But this morning, she'd gotten a call from Dr. Leskinen that had sent her hurrying to Tokyo Denki University. Tokyo Denki had, it seemed, offered them a temporary room at the school with while their office was closed. Dr. Leskinen had called Dr. Izaki at Tokyo Denki, who had given it to them without a second thought. So now she had decided to pay the new office a visit and discuss what they had planned to do for the future. The Konda campus for Tokyo Denki University wasn't that far away from Akihabara, it seemed. The sky that poked out between the buildings had the clear color that was unique to winter. She'd spent the whole of yesterday cooped up inside her room, so the cold air felt good. She crossed her arms and reached upwards. Lemon. Leah! Moochum. How are you doing, Leah? I literally don't know what the F I just typed. You know what? It's good. It's alright. Go and give her a shout out for me, please. If y'all haven't, please go follow Leah. Very, very lovely VTuber. One of my very best friends. And next time she streams, she's about to be forced to play a game. Because I'm finally about to get my points. Oh, man. I'm a little cracked on the good stuff from the docs today, but good from the dogs? Which game? One Fear? Hey, listen. That's for me to decide and for you to find out. Doctors. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Oh, yeah. That's always fun. Oh, man. Well, since you're here, Leah, can you tell me how the audio sounds because I've changed positions to where, like I was talking to you on a couple days ago, that where I'm trying to lay down in bed for while I'm healing. I want to know if the audio's fine. Coming in loud and clear. All right, and the music's not too loud. I'm not too loud and all that good stuff, I assume. The reason she was standing here was that she was waiting for Moeka. Music I'm not hearing much. Really? Hold on. I always feel like on my end the music is like blasting my ears out. Also, thank you. No problem. The reason she was standing here was that she was waiting for Moeka. I can hear it now. Oh, okay, nice. Sorry, almost there. Sorry. No hurry, take your time. Thank you. Maho didn't know the way to Tokyo Denki, so Moeka had kindly offered to take her there. And she'd asked for something in exchange. Well, that's kinda cute. Oh, I see, I see. Maho didn't really like having her picture taken, but if Moeka was nice enough to interview her, she wanted to do everything she could to help. Moeka had gone back to her home to get her camera. She said it was close enough to walk, so Maho had decided to just wait. Yeah, that's just how Moeka operates, baby. She closed her phone and looked up. And then she saw Moeka Sorry. Then she saw Moeka directly under the bridge running towards her. Oh. Moeka went around in front of Maho and started to walk ahead. The year had just started and the subway was empty. Maho had decided to take a closer look at Moeka, who was standing next to her and grabbing onto one of the handles. Moeka realized she was being watched and tilted her head. Then she took out her phone and started to type. Maho's phone suddenly rang at the bottom of her bag. She just received a Ryan message. I just love that she has to do through text like the most simple of communications. What's up? I see, so we can talk on the train like this. It feels strange talking to you on Rhine when we're right next to each other. You didn't look like you were doing well. It may have just been my imagination. Moeka's expression didn't change much, but Maho thought that... Moeka's didn't... Oh my god. Moeka's expression didn't change much, but Maho thought that didn't mean she had no feelings. When she looked into Moeka's thin, pretty eyes, she could see that she was an interested observer of many things. Maybe that's what you'd expect from a writer. Sorry to worry you. No. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Sorry, sorry. I'll make sure you get to Dinky you, Dr. Hyajo. It's weird being called Dr. Hyajo. What? It's weird? Yup. You don't have to call me doctor both in the real world and on Rhine. Let's be a little more informal. Sorry. But then what do I call you? Just call me by my name. That's what you do for Okabe, right? Jealous? I swear to God, the jealous thing. It's the best sticker. So did Moeka change from being #1 hated lady to she needs head pat stat? No. She turned from #1 hated lady to she's okay now. Because the thing is, Leah, even if this is a Moeka that's in a different world line, the fact that she killed Mayuri in any world line means that she can't be forgiven. Because you can't kill Mayuri and then just be expected to be like, oh, okay, everything's alright now. She's shy, mommy archetype. Oh, okay, I forgive. No. She will have to wear that sin forever. Even if she herself didn't do it, one of her world line selves did. That's just how the dice rolls. That's because he's a student and younger than me. It's like how you feel about Takano, Leah. That's how I feel about Moeka. You can treat me the same way. We'll be roommates for a while, and we're both about the same age. So how about we just call each other Moeka and Maho? You'd never tell by looking at them, but Maho and Moeka were only about a year apart. Airplane forehead wimp. Damn. It's hard out here for Takano stans. And Maho was 21 and Moeka was 20, which meant that she was the older of the two. Maho couldn't help but wonder what kind of deal you had to make with God to get that height and those voluptuous breasts. Alright, Maho. No way. I've never called anyone by their first name. I'd be too nervous. Then how about Kiryu and Hyajo? Please be one of the few friends I've got in Japan. Got it, will do. Aww. Okay. Then try saying it now. Moeka suddenly jerked upright and opened her eyes wide. Oh, Lord. Maho nodded at Moeka's whispered question. If we're doing it, I want to start now. But like I just said, I'm really not good at talking to people. Really? I thought you were just nervous because Okabe was with us last night. Like you're the kind of person who gets nervous around the opposite sex. It's true that when I talk to men, I get even more nervous. In other words, when it's just girls, it's not so bad that you can't talk, right? Well, maybe. Then since we're both girls, let's get along. I know, how about this? When it's just the two of us, how about we try to talk in person instead of Rhine as much as we can? I'd be less bored with someone to talk to. If you're gonna be a writer for a magazine, I think it'd be a good chance to practice, don't you? Okay, I'll do my best. Moeka seemed to steel herself and then turned towards Maho. You got it? There you go. Good job. Good job. Proud of you, Moika. Still killed my Yuri, but I'm proud of you.
よろしくお願いします。ええ、よろしくね、桐生さん。
Hell yeah. The train arrived at their station. The area around Tokyo Denki was quiet. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's relating to, Golden, but make sure you get some rest and plenty of water. Make sure you got a full belly. Don't want to get sick or hurt. Moika had told her that the surrounding areas were offices and government buildings, which meant at this time of year there was almost no one around. She felt bad, but decided to have Moika wait outside. The school was still on break, so she could have waited in one of the rooms on campus, but Moika had refused.
じゃあ終わったら連絡するわ。
She split up with Moika. Oh, you donated blood. Oh, okay. Maho got very lost on her way to Izaki's lab. The school was completely empty because of the break, so she couldn't ask anyone. In the end, she had to call Dr. Leskinen and get detailed instructions. A letter was taped to the door marked Dr. Izaki's lab. The letter had a photo of a smiling Dr. Leskinen along with some low-resolution text that looked like it was directly printed from a PC screen.
世界脳科学総合研究機構日本オフィス準備室の設立者アレクシス・レスキネンからのお願いをお読みください。これをご覧の皆様全員から1ドルずついただければすぐにでもおでん缶が食べられます。
What?
相変わらずこういうのが好きね、教授は。
No matter how formal the setting, when the professor wanted to tell a joke, he'd do it. He really was just like a child. But his carefree personality let Maho and Kurisu relax and enjoy their work. Suddenly, remembering Kurisu made her heart ache a little. She suddenly realized that her sudden change of address, coupled with living with a person she'd barely even met, was taking its toll on her. Today, she'd finally get the chance to talk to her again. Or more accurately, the memories she'd left behind.
教授？レスキネン教授？
When she stepped inside the lab and called the professor's name, the giant in the back came running to greet her.
Yamaho, よく来てくれたね。パワーアップした準備室へようこそ。
Okay. Powered up.
はあ。つまりこのテーブルとソファー2つがパワーアップした準備室なんですね。
Yes、シンプルであることこそが真理へ近づく秘訣であるというだろ
う。誰の言葉ですか？
私さ。
Fair enough, Leskinen, fair enough. The professor clapped his hands and laughed. Maho ignored him and went to sit on the sofa. He didn't seem hurt.
さてと、それで今後のことについてだが。
ああ、すみません。アマデウスを立ち上げるのでちょっと待ってください。
She took out her laptop and put it on the table. Her OS, a Linux variant customized for research purpose, purposes, booted up and displayed the login screen. Maho typed in her account name the same way she'd done 1,000 times before. I'm surprised that they were able to just straight up say Linux. Usually they try to copyright that stuff. Oh, I see. OS, operating system, the basic software of a computer that controls the entire... Oh wait, I don't think I clicked it. I'm stupid. I'm stupid, don't mind me, chat. An OS software developed in 1991 to be compatible with the general-purpose Unix OS. At the time, Unix was extremely expensive and not easily available, so Linus Torvalds, then a university student, developed Linux as an alternative. The code is an open source, and programmers from all around the world contributed to its development until it reached the point where it could be used for commercial purposes. Many modern web servers use Linux. I don't know a single, individual that actually uses Linux. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that use Mac in general. I always think just using Windows is easier. Every YouTube tutorial caters to you, it feels good. Salieri. For just a moment, she stared at the letters in her account name. She quickly put in the password and called up the desktop. And before long, Kurisu appeared on the screen.
お久しぶりです、先輩。
久しぶりって一昨日も話したじゃない。
あれは緊急事態でしたから、話したうちに入りませんよ。
Okay.
それでなくても最近あまり話せなかったし。
仕方ないわよ。テスト中なんだから。
During Okabe and Kurisu's communication test, Maho and Dr. Leskinen had to avoid talking to Amadeus to keep them from adding noise to the experiment.
岡部さんも最近はあまり話してくれませんけどね。
Oh. Oh.
もしかして先輩と岡部さん、私に内緒でよく会ってるんじゃないですか？
Nah, alright, Chris, alright. Let's not be a little deviant, alright?
一昨日も一緒にいましたし。
そんなんじゃないって言ってるでしょ。なんであなたはどんな時でも頭の中に色恋妄想が渦巻いてるのよ。
妄想じゃありません。冷静な観察と分析に基づいた角度の高い推論です。
それならそっちを先行にすればよかったじゃない。あなたの的外れな分析じゃ博士号どころか大学卒業も危うかったでしょうけど。
Damn. I don't know why, but that sounded like clapping cheeks. I'm not gonna lie. Dr. Leskinen brought his hands together in exaggerated motion.
この雰囲気、懐かしいね。
Kreese, who's that friend in high school who's always trying to set you up. Oh my god. People, sometimes people just need to learn to mind their own business, honestly.
昔はキャンパスのどこにいても君たちを探すのに苦労しなかったよ。いつでも二人の話し声が聞こえていたからね。
もう教授、冗談はやめてください。
それほど仲がいいということさ。君たちはまるで姉妹のようだ。さあ、それじゃあ今後のことについてのメーリングを始めよう。時間を最も効率よく使った人間が勝利する。これも私の言葉だよ。何かミュージックが欲しいな。クリス、お願いできるかい？
はい。
A soft piano melody began to play from the laptop speakers.
これは
覚えてますか？私と先輩のきっかけの曲ですよ。
Oh. She'd never forget. It was what had brought them together a year ago. It was the symbol of their relationship. A year ago in September of 2009, Karisu had officially joined the Brain Science Institute. She'd completed the graduate school's doctorate program in May of that year, and had only turned 17 in July. Maho herself had joined the Brain Science Institute at an extremely young age, but her record had been beaten by quite a lot. Karisu was a genius. Everyone who met her could tell. Dr. Leskinen had been Karisu's advisor during the program, so Maho had met her several times. And that was enough to tell her that Karisu was different. Karisu never showed off her own talents. Actually, she didn't seem to think of herself as particularly intelligent at all. But that actually made it a little hard for the people around her to approach her. Whenever you talked to Karisu, you were forced to realize that there was a gap between you and her that could never be erased. She'd learned later from Dr. Leskinen that things had been the same in grad school. It was rumored that that was the real reason she'd come to America from Japan at the age of 11. No matter what she wanted, no matter where she lived, she was cut off from the people around her. That was what it meant to be a genius like her. Since Maho was a girl and close to her in age, she actually considered Karisu more of a rival. Since they were working in the same field, they were going to be compared, and she didn't want to lose. Maybe that was why Maho had never thought of going to talk to her. And Karisu was so busy learning how to work at the lab that she'd never come to talk to Maho. But then 2 weeks after Karisu came to the lab, a certain classical song had changed their relationship forever.
再セット。
There were two types of people in the world. Those who worked better with music, and those who worked better with silence. From a brain science perspective, the idea that you could concentrate better with music was sheer nonsense. Whether you were aware of it or not, the sound was vibrating your eardrums, and your brain was continually analyzing it. But if there was ever a public debate on the subject, Maho would want to take it in the first position. Theory and feelings were different. You could concentrate best with music in the background, and you could be more creative. But there was one condition.
流していて集中できる音楽はモーツァルトが作曲したものに限る。
Well, that feels a bit biased. If you personally liked Mozart, maybe. Maho whispered to herself as she turned toward the computer. She'd been running a patch on some equations for 2 full days, and it had finally completed. Today, she was going to spend the whole day analyzing the output. It was Saturday, so she was the only person in the lab. This was the one day she had this whole huge space to herself. So she decided to play Mozart's 11th Sonata from the speakers, not her headphones. She didn't intend to pay any attention to the music. This was more like a ritual she needed in order to concentrate. It was a warm-up exercise before she could dive into a sea of numbers and equations. Once she dove in, she wouldn't need it anymore, so she simply stopped hearing it. She stopped seeing everything around her, too. All she saw was the numbers and equations. All that was in her head were numbers and equations. All that was left was a thinking machine named Maho Hyajo. Her mind left behind the bonds of her physical body, and the speed of her thoughts accelerated towards the infinite. It was time for another fun journey.
おはようございます。
Oh. Someone suddenly whispered in her ear, and Maho jumped out of her chair, lost her balance, and fell. Good lord. She looked up and saw Karisu staring down at her, beginning to panic.
すみません。そんなに驚かれるとは思わなくて。
クリス、驚かせないでよ。
何度か呼んだんですけど、聞こえなかったみたいで。
ああ。
Maho stood up and sat back in her chair.
ごめんなさい。集中してて聞こえなかったわ。
はい、そうだと思ってました。
Then you should have just left me alone. Maybe Karisu could tell she was thinking that, because she quickly added.
申し訳ないとは思ったんですが、せっかく休日に先輩とお会いしたわけだし、挨拶しておきたいなって。それにまだ作業を始めたばかりのようでしたから、お邪魔にはならないかなって。
今来たの？
はい、私だけかと思ったから驚きました。
Then Maho realized something was strange.
あなた、今来たって言ったわよね。だったら、なぜ私が作業を始めたばかりだと分かったの？
それは。
Karisu pointed to the speakers.
まだ第一楽章の頭でしたから。ケッヘル331、モーツァルトピアノソナタ第11番イチョウチョ、第一楽章。
That was a bunch of word vomit. What? What? K331. Mozart's Piano Sonata Number 11 in a Major, the Turkish March. K331 refers to the song's Kochel number, which is a numbering system developed by Ludwig von Kochel for the purpose of indexing all of Mozart's works so that people worldwide could have a standard of method of referring to them, and instead of just calling them by their names. Kochel numbers are given in order of the time of the song's creation. But as new works are discovered, or are discovered that a song actually came out in a different year, they are sometimes updated in the latest version of the Kochel system. The Piano Sonata number 11 in a major is K6.300I. However, the original numbers were popular for many years and are still commonly used today. Different languages, different names. I mean, you can say that about every song.
あなた、モーツァルト好きなの？
かじった程度です。それにモーツァルト全般というよりはこの曲が好きなんです。世間的にはトルコ行進曲の方が有名ですけど。
Turkish March. The Turkish March, the third movement of Mozart's Piano Sonata number 11 in a major. This sonata is composed of 3 movements, but the third movement in particular is exceptionally famous, and often performed on its own. A normal sonata consists of 4 movements, an allegro, a slow movement, such as an andante or a largo, a dance movement, and a faster finale. Since the piano sonata only has 3 movements, it violates the standard structure, but this can be considered another example of Mozart's genius. Alright.
私はこの第一楽章の静かな調べの方が心地いいですね。
私も同意見よ。
よかった。私も気合を入れて集中するときは BGM にモーツァルトを流してます。科学者としての発言ではないですけどね。
Maho couldn't help but laugh as she realized Kurisu was saying the same thing she'd said earlier. In the 2 weeks since Kurisu had joined the team, Maho hadn't been sure how to deal with her, but now she wanted to know a little more. So she used the signal her co-workers always use when they wanted to take breaks.
コーヒーでも飲む？
賛成です。先輩にいくつか質問したいこともありますし。
As she watched Kurisu follow her, filled with energy, she was reminded of the pet dog she used to have. But later, she'd realized that was one of the things that made Kurisu cute. She got 2 hot coffees from the lab coffee machine, and the two of them talked about their research for a while. It must have been a strange sight, a 20-year-old Maho and 17-year-old Kurisu debating the latest developments in cerebral physiology while drinking coffee out of paper cups. Cerebral physiology, the study of the cerebrum, the part of the brain that controls human and animal functions. In recent years, the field of AI has achieved many things with a technology called neural networks that mimics the structure of the human brain. Because of this, one popular approach has been the use of an information science-based approach towards cerebral physiology. Nice. But the two of them realized that since they'd never had someone of the same sex and age to work with, these conversations were a big help to both of them. Having the older Maho around must have been a particularly big help to Kurisu. Once in a while, Kurisu would call her senpai, the Japanese word for an upperclassman, or more senior colleague.
そういえば、アインシュタインはバイオリンが趣味だったらしいですね。
モーツァルトを尊敬していたようね。モーツァルトを好きになることは由緒正しき科学者の伝統なのかもしれない。
Y'all remember that weird, fact that people would toss around? Did you know that Einstein failed math? And I'm like, what? and it turned out that was just completely false. There was no truth behind it at all. I always thought that was weird. Or wait, was it he failed math or failed school or something? But it wasn't true, whatever it was. It was that Einstein failed math or school or something. Yeah, he was just bored with basic math. Yeah. I just think it's so funny that, people just believed that for the longest while. People still believe it. Hey, man. It is what it is. You tell someone something once on the internet and they'll believe it for the rest of their life. People still think spiders crawl in their mouths when they sleep. After a short debate about their work, the two of them talked about Mozart until they finished their coffee. That's cute CG. I like that. After she'd had a real conversation with Kurisu, Maho realized that she was totally different than her first impression. Every time she spoke, she'd smile or pout. It was adorable to watch. Is that a straw? Yes. Yeah. What about it? Every time she spoke, she'd smile or pout. It was adorable to watch. But the only thing she had in common with most people her age was her appearance. She was a genius.
先輩はアインシュタインがあなたにとって死とは何かという質問にどう答えたか知ってます？
いいえ、なんて言ったの？
I mean, I don't know, man. Some people just like using a straw. It is what it is.
死とはモーツァルトを聞けなくなることだ。日本ではそれなりに有名な言葉なんですよ。
Death means not getting to listen to Mozart anymore. So I guess I've been dead for 24 years. Who knew? Death means not getting to listen to Mochi. That's true. Alright, that's true. That's based. Death means not getting to listen to Mozart anymore. It was a more romantic phrase than she'd expect from the Einstein she thought she knew.
へえ、知らなかった。アインシュタインがそんなことを言ったのね。
いいえ、言ってません。
Karisu said, F it. I'ma just start lying to people.
まあ、厳密には言っていないことは証明
Alright, sorry about that, chat. I had to get something real quick. Thank you for your patience. Very much appreciate it. Why is this not working? There we go.
ロジカル？
ええ、だって死んだらモーツァルトは聞けなくなりますよね。
そんなの当たり前じゃない。
はい、当たり前なんです。モーツァルトに限らず、死んだら何も聞くことはできなくなる。
You could literally just say that about anything. Well, once you're dead, you can't play Mortal Kombat. Once you're dead, you can't watch the Beatles. Once you're dead, like, you can't. It's not.
命題は真です。
The statement is true.
ね、ロジカルでしょ？
あなた面白いわね。
Not the
知
Beatles.
性と幼さが一つの脳の中に同居してる。
That's my mom's favorite band.
幼くなんかないですよ。
ごめんなさい。遅くなったけど、改めてよろしくね、クリス。
Nice. What's your mom's favorite Beatle? That I don't know. I just know that she likes the Beatles. I get it. I get it because the band can be confused with the bug. Ha. You will pay for the sins you've wrought, Golden. One day you will be forced to answer for your sins, and I won't be there to help you. Maho offered her hand, and Kurisu shook it with a smile. Kurisu's hand was warm.
よろしくお願いします、先輩。
Mozart had brought the two of them together. Kurisu was a child beloved by God. Everyone was amazed and astonished by her unmatched creativity. Everyone including, of course, Maho. Something... It felt like she had to remember something important.
おはようございます。
Someone suddenly whispered in her ear, and Maho jumped off the sofa.
クリスの言う通りだったね。
At some point, Dr. Leskinen had picked up the laptop and taken it behind Maho's back. Oh my god! That's cruel. Kurisu was on the screen laughing at her. Evidently, the professor had brought it close to Maho's ears and made Kurisu whisper to her.
先輩、今集中モードに入ってましたね。教授が何度呼びかけても自分の世界から帰ってこなかったですから。
ああ、すみません。
こんな非常事態でも研究する姿勢は大したものだよ。
The professor put the laptop back on the table and sat in the sofa across from her. And then they started the meeting. She discussed their future plans with the professor. One of the options that came up was going back to America. Something kept bugging Maho the whole time during the meeting. When she was remembering how she'd met Kurisu, she was also remembering something else. Salieri. Maho's user account name. She'd picked it a month after Kurisu had died. For some reason, she couldn't stop thinking about it. After she finished her meeting with Dr. Leskinen and left the school, she realized it had started to rain.
ああ、やっぱり降ってきちゃったか。日本の天気予報は驚くほど正確ね。桐生さん、どこかお店に入っているのかしら。
Oh. Just as she went to take out her phone and send a message to her, she got a message of her own from Kurisu. It was fun talking with Sawayama today. Oh my god. Sawayama today. Tell me about Okabe next time. I had fun too. I've said this before, but it's not like that. She was about to snap and say something back when she saw Moeka in her field of vision. Oh. Moeka really said, "Snap, that's going in my cringe compilation." She'd opened the folding umbrella and was crouching by the side of the road with her phone out. When Maho approached, she saw a flower blooming the asphalt and shrubbery. Moeka was trying to take a picture of it. Oh, okay.
桐生さん、ごめんなさい。お待たせしちゃったわね。
Moeka looked up and opened her mouth hesitantly.
ヒヤジョさん。
Maho was happy that she'd said her name.
花撮ってたの？
Also, that's a cute CG. Moeka nodded and looked back toward the ground. There was a tiny flower blooming where the asphalt met the shrubbery. There was no other flower like it in her view. The wind must have brought it here. The flower's color was striking, but something, perhaps the rain, made it look sickly. Moeka took a picture of it. Then another and another. The umbrella in her hand seemed to be stopping her from taking a good picture.
傘持ってましょうか。
別に。
いいからいいから。
Oh. Maho practically yanked the umbrella out of Moeka's hands.
ありがとう。
Oh, that's cute.
どういたしまして。
Moeka used both hands to steady her camera. Then, when it came into focus, she pressed the button. A moment later, she stood up, satisfied.
うまく撮れた。もう大丈夫。
ポートレートの準備かしら。
Moeka shook her head.
ヒヤジョさんの写真は撮れない。雨降ってきちゃったから。
Ah.
風景を撮るのは習慣。
Oh.
写真を撮るのが好きなの？
Moeka shook her head again.
証明。今日自分がどこにいたかの証明。
Proof of where you were? Oh, I see. I get it. Yep, I get it.
証明？
そう。
それってどういう？
And then she heard the sound that meant she'd received a Rhine message.
またクリスからかしら。
私にも来てる。フェイリスさんから
フェイリスさん？
Oh, disaster, yeah! The 314th prophecy of Fatima has come to pass, Nya. The hearts of men have lost the will to believe, and the seal created by the sacrifice of the ancient Incan civilization has been broken, Nya. It's only a matter of time before the Dark God, the master of Pluto, reveals Nya. Wait, what was that tip? Oh, Pluto. A dwarf planet discovered in 1930 by astronomer Clyde Tombaugh. For years, it was defined as the ninth planet from the Sun, and due to its status as the most distant planet, it often appeared in fiction. However, later developments in astronomy revealed that there were many other planets that were roughly the same size as Pluto. And a fierce debate ensued as to whether they should be counted as well. In the end, the International Astronomical Union adopted the term dwarf planet in 2006. Pluto was classified as one of these. Not only the Earth, but the whole Galactic Federation is in danger, Nya. Summon the House of Lords and Senate immediately, Nya. The President is missing, but I'm sure he's flown off in Air Force or something to fight the enemy himself, Nya. I'll start the ceremony to seal him away once more, Nya. I want to buy time for me until it finishes, Nya. Thanks. Wait. What are you talking about? That was a joke, Nya. Sorry. But really, there's big trouble, Nya. God. What happened? I'll explain later, Nya. There's a critical mission I want you to do before you head back to the condo, Nya. Both Maho and Moega... Both Maho and Moeka looked at each other, confused by Ferris's strange message.
二人ともよく来てくれたにゃ。
Oh man.
タイムリミットが迫っているけど、まだ時間は残っているにゃ。
Okay.
準備はできているかにゃ。
Is it?
できている。
ええ。
では、始めるにゃ。作戦名は。
Okay, alright. Never mind.
おねむで思わずドッキリ発言
I thought it was gonna be like them in underwear or something, and I like had my mouse on the freaking the sensor, the black screen. I was like, the way this is set up, something lewd is about to happen, but I was wrong. Good thing. Also, this is an incredibly cute CG. Where do I get that panda onesie? That's very cute, honestly. Shocking sleepy confessions. Also, these two are dressed kind of like... Alright. What is Moeka dressed for? Good lord. Moeka cooking something.
二人ともどうしたにゃ。テンション低いにゃ。せっかくの女子会なんだから、もっと楽しむにゃ。
まあいいけどまさか2人にやっておいてほしい重大なミッションが夕飯を抜いておくことだとは思わなかったわ。
Wait, what was it? Oh, she's dressed for a good time. My man Baron, good to see you. How you been, buddy? Good to see you. Oh, man. The two of them had suddenly gotten a message that Ferris was having a girls' party that night. Ferris had asked them to skip dinner so that they'd have empty stomachs for the party. I'm doing good. How are you, Mochi? Doing good, doing good. Just kind of taking it easy today. I changed my streaming format to where, since my foot is still healing, I'm just streaming from bed. I'm just laying down in bed while I'm streaming. It's easier for me. Okay, now I can see her. Alright, Golden. Alright, Golden. Calm down. And it looks like in Steins Gate 0, we've, well, we're here. I can tell you that, we're here now. Ferris had asked them to skip dinner so that they'd have empty stomachs for the party. And both Maho and Moeka had done so.
さあさあ、何でも好きなものを食べるにゃ。ケーキもアイスもちょっとだけお高めのものを買ってきたにゃ。
Ferris started to rummage through the plastic convenience store bags with a smile. Normally, Ferris acted like she was rich, and in fact, she was rich, so she could have easily purchased the most expensive cake that either of them had ever tasted. But she realized that the right cakes and ice cream for a party like this were the ones you got at a convenience store, and she purchased them there without any hesitation. Maho thought that must be one reason why the customers and maids at May Queen admired her so much. She'd been working short-staffed at May Queen since the start of the year, so it had to have been hard. But she wasn't showing any signs of exhaustion at all.
マホニャン、どうしたにゃ。フェイリスに惚れちゃったかにゃ。女の子からの求愛はいつでもウェルカムにゃ。
Jesus.
そんなんじゃないわよ。
照れることないにゃ。プレゼントも気に入ってくれたようで、フェイリスも嬉しいにゃ。思ってた通り、すっごく似合ってるにゃ。そのパンダパジャマ。
Ferris a bi icon? I can believe it. I can believe it. They do look pretty good on Maho. It's cute. It's cute.
気に入ってるわけじゃないわ。
Right.
せっかく用意してくれたものを拒否したら失礼だから。
The hooded painted pajamas that Maho was wearing were a gift from Ferris.
サイズがぴったりなのは別にいいんだけど、どう考えても子供用よね、これ。Oh god. So Ferris gift Moeka that as well? I can believe that, honestly.
マホニャンはお人形さんみたいだから、きっと何でも似合うにゃ。
その呼び方はやめてってば。それと、お願いだから毎日別の動物パジャマを着せようとか考えないでね。なに？
マホニャン、心が読めるのかにゃ。
Oh my god!
すでに1週間分は用意済みだということをなぜ知っているにゃ。
もう買ってあるの
？Just as Maho was starting to realize that Ferris was just toying with her. One for every animal in the kingdom. That'd be way too many. That'd be way too many. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Just as Maho was starting to realize that Ferris was just toying with her. Oh. Moeka was covering her mouth with her hand and trying not to laugh.
キリュウさん？
もえにゃ。
ごめんなさい。笑うつもりはない。
No, it's funny. I think that's the only time I've ever seen Moeka laugh. Maho saw Moeka smile for the first time, so this was how she smiled.
その笑顔すっごく可愛いにゃ。もっと見せてにゃ。
Oh! Oh my god! Ferris! Wait a minute! Ferris! Wait, yo, hold up! Ferris is like, I gotta act now! Oh my god! Ferris's eyes... Oh my god. Ferris's eyes sparkled in the dim light without warning. She leapt upon Moeka and started to tickle her sides.
こちょこちょこちょこちょこちょ。
Moeka was evidently very vulnerable to tickling. She squirmed as tears formed in her eyes and she started to gasp for air.
なんかいけないことをしている気分になってくるにゃ。
Oh my god.
そうね。
Maho just sitting there with her fudge pop. Ferris backed off as Moeka panted and gasped for breath. What a naughty kitty kick!
しかしものすごいにゃ。
Ferris, if Ferris was a real cat, she'd literally be that cat that you point at and they'd like bite your finger and like just cling to your arm. Y'all know the kind of cats I'm talking about. The ones that are clingy but always kind of like try to bite you.
そうね。
Ferris and Maho looked at each other and spoke.
すごいおっぱいにゃ。
Oh my god. I mean, they're not wrong. Moeka was wearing a crimson baby doll as her pajamas. It was the kind of adult lingerie that you could never imagine a girl like her wearing. Of course, she seemed unaware of this and had surprisingly and seemingly only chosen it because it was easy to move around in. But with Moeka's natural proportions, she ended up looking incredibly seductive. And on top of that, when her massive breast shook as Ferris tickled her, even Maho felt a little strange. Hey, yo. Booba's so good it makes women gay. That's how you know they built different. We've reached this part. Hey, Morse. Moeka apologized as she gasped for breath. Maho shook her head to drive away the strange feelings.
まあいいわ。じゃあ女子会とやらを始めましょうか。
冷やしてあるジュースを持ってくるにゃ。今夜は寝かさないにゃ。
No one gets any sleep was Ferris's idea of a joke. She had work early next morning. Oh. Well, it's over as soon as it came. The party lasted exactly 2 hours, and they talked the whole time. Actually, Ferris talked the whole time, and Maho and Moeka would occasionally answer. Morse, the person I was hoping to ask, is Ferris bi? wait, is he... I don't think that's something that's, like, confirmed or anything, Golden Egg. Calm down. I don't think they talk about the sexuality often in Steins Gate, man, unfortunately. Oh, man. Actually, Ferris talked the whole time, and Maho and Moika would occasionally answer. At most sleepovers, girls talked about fashion and romance, maybe, but these girls weren't interested in those things. They're not like other girls. Instead, they talked about work and their futures. It was fun to see a different side of each other as they spoke. Moika, for instance.
趣味で小説を書いてるの。
Oh, nice. I don't think it's ever. Golden's just kind of messing with you. Don't worry about it. She said she'd been reading one of the web novels that were popular lately and had decided to write one herself. Reminds me of the story I'm writing myself. It'll never be like a public thing, but I am writing a story. And what's more, she said it was a romance with some really steamy scenes. Oh, hey yo, Moika! Hey yo? Hey yo?
読ませてにゃ。
無理。まだ一章も書き終わってないから。
Sounds about right. Same here. Moika refused, but Ferris and Maho made her promise to let them see it when it was finished. Ferris had something surprising to say too.
メイドを辞めるつもりはないけど、結婚にも憧れるにゃ。子供がたくさん欲しいにゃ。
Alright. Ferris said, Ferris said, I don't want a family, I want a whole orphanage. Oh, God. Jesus. I want a whole daycare. God. Ferris had lost her family when she was young, so she wanted a big family of her own, and as soon as possible. It's probably going to be a very lively family. For the last 30 minutes, Ferris talked Maho into giving a lecture on AI research. Maho gave a slightly less formal version of the interview she'd done yesterday. She talked about the framing problem, about Amadeus, and about a future where AI surpassed humans. Ferris was interested in more than anime culture. She was into technology and gadgets as well, and she paid close attention to what Maho had to say. But as Maho spoke, she realized that Moika was starting to look depressed.
キリュウさん、どうかした？
眠くなっちゃったかにゃ。
そうじゃない。未来が怖いと思って。
Oh.
未来が怖い？
そう。人工知能の研究が進んで、人間より優秀な人工知能が誕生したら、仕事を失う人が現れると思う。
Yeah. That is always the worry. It's the problem with AI. That's why I think AI needs to be regulated.
私もきっとその一人になるかも。
Oh.
それが怖い。
So that's what it was, Maho thought to herself. Maho had only lived with Moika for a few days, but she'd started to figure out her personality. She was a very pretty girl with amazing proportions and good at her job, but Moika seemed to think she was worthless. She thought that nobody needed her, and that if someone better than her appeared, they'd quickly take her place. And once that happened enough that there was no place left where she belonged, then what would happen to her? That scared her.
大丈夫よ、桐生さん。
そうにゃ、そんな心配いらないにゃ。
私はフェイリスさんやヒアジョーさんのような特別な技術や知識を持っていない。
Well, you can text super fast. That's something. Huh?
誰でも私の代わりになれる。
Oh, everyone has their place in the world. I think everyone is important to an extent. Like, everyone has their purpose. Like, they're put here for a reason. She has her Esper power, Shining Finger. Yeah, you got that. Ain't nobody else got that.
誰でも私よりうまく働ける。
Well, you can say that about everything. Even the people at the top probably have someone better than them. Like, there's always gonna be someone better than you. That's just the reality of it. The sooner you accept that, the happier you'll be, I think.
私は二人のように優秀ではないから。
Talented is a weird thing. I'd almost say that talent is like kind of a fake concept. It's obviously not. I know it's a real thing. But, I mean, even people that are quote-unquote talented didn't just get there because, oh, they just had that natural talent. Like, they had to put the work in, you know? No one just gets up in the world with no work, you know? Be it mental, physical, or anything. Like, putting in the work and drive is what really puts you up in the world. I just think too many people use talent as an excuse to accept their status quo more often than not.
だから何なの？
Yeah, see?
代わりがいる。自分より優れた人がいる。それが何だっていうの？
マホニャン。
私より優秀な脳科学者はいくらでもいるわ。いつかは私が発明した人工知能が私よりも優れた論文を書き上げてしまうかもしれない。でもそれが何だっていうの？
Yes, just keep trying.
ビクトル・コンドリア大学のレスキネン研究所の入り口に一番近い机は私の席なの。扉の立て付けが悪くていつも風が吹き込んでくるし、いつも誰かが廊下で喋っているからうるさくてしょうがないけど私の席なの。たとえ宇宙が終わったとしても私はあの席を他の誰かに譲るつもりはないわ。私より優秀な脳科学者や私より優秀な人工知能があの席に座りたがっても譲ってなんかあげるもんですか？
That's a good way to put it, actually. Everyone has their own seat. Yeah.
人は誰かの代わりなんかにはなれないなんて甘い話をするつもりはないわ。代わりが利かない仕事なんて社会活動の中ではめったにないもの。でもだからって代わってあげる義理なんてないわ。
Right.
私は私なんだから。
私は私。
And no one else.
それにね、優秀かどうかなんて関係ないのよ。もし フェイリスさんと分子レベルで全く同一の生体ロボットが存在して、全く同等、もしくはそれ以上の給仕ができるとする。
So instead of my own fork or my own spoon, it's my own chair? Exactly. Exactly, Morse.
それでも私はフェイリスさんに給仕をお願いするわ。
Yeah. Exactly.
たとえ料金が10倍違っても100倍違ってもロボットに頼もうとは思わない。そこに理由なんてない。私はフェイリスさんが出してくれる紅茶が飲みたいの。つまりはそういうことよ。だから
Maho was getting so emotional, she didn't know what to say next. She realized that Moeka and Ferris were staring at her in shock.
ごめんなさい。私ったらついムキになって。
Hearing this again now really makes me want Maho's take on robotic notes. Well, I'm not sure what that'd be, but I really Would you guys want me to read the rest of the it obviously wouldn't be like in the near future, maybe like a little later. But would you guys want me to read any of the other science adventure games on stream? Anybody be interested in something like that?
私そうなのかも。
Moika smiled a little. No. Oh, that's cute. So, Maho, what's your take on ChatGPT? The next instant, Ferris was on top of her, squeezing her tight. Ferris was smiling at her with dewy eyes.
感動したにゃ。マホニャンがそこまでフェイリスのことを愛してくれてたにゃんて。
Also, Moeka smiling over here. Very nice, very nice.
その気持ちに応えるにゃ。マホニャンが飲む紅茶は一生フェイリスが入れてあげるにゃ。
私そういう話してた？
The next few minutes were a struggle to stop Ferris from rubbing her face against her cheek. Oh. Jesus. I just realized that over half of this stream, we've been through Maho's perspective and not even talked about Okabe. Jesus. I'd highly recommend you read them at some point, regardless of whether it's with us or on your own. Personally, I'd love to see them on stream, but that's just me. Nice. The next stream I am planning is, the next visual novel project I plan to stream is Fate Stay Night. That'll be the next big series, so if you guys are fans of Fate Stay Night, be excited for that. That'll be quite the playthrough, I think. I also have Fate, which I'm all for. Yep. I've also got some other stuff planned, like Umineko. I'm also thinking of doing Muv-Love. I'll have to find some way to get it. I'm not sure how to get it yet, but I'm also planning to do Muv-Love on stream. Muv-Love and Muv-Love Alternative. Yorokobe Shonen? I need to take a picture of Alright, there we go. I took a picture of the name. I was like, that sounds like a name that I'll forget if I don't if I don't snap a picture of it right now. Kirei intensifies. Oh man. But yeah, it'll be exciting. Like man. I'm excited to experience so many visual novels with you guys. Like there's still like a lot of like classics, like beloved novels that I haven't even started on. Not even a name, just a meme phrase. Oh, I see. I sighed a little as I got off the train at Akihabara.
考えてみると俺年明けから5日連続で秋葉に来てることになるな。
New Year's was our trip to the shrine. Close translation is, "Rejoice, young man." Oh my god. There's something along those lines. Nice. On the second, I'd come to deal with the aftermath of that, and then the world line had changed. On the third, I'd come to check on Maho and Moeka. On the fourth, that is, yesterday, Mayuri had invited me to a New Year's party at May Queen. I hadn't come to Akihabara every day like this since last summer.
フェリスちゃん、どうしたんだろうね。
Just imagine it said by a guy with a deep voice whose appearance screams evil and sketchy. Oh man. Jesus Christ. I'm very excited for Fate. Because I think Fate will be like the first action-oriented novel that I've read since Grisaya. And Grisaya was still more romance and stuff like that. Well, not Eden of Grisaya. Eden of Grisaya was very, very action-focused. Fate's action scenes are also really good. Bro. Like, actually good. Nice. Fate isn't a rogue. Oh. Well, I know I know it has like H scenes, but the version I have downloaded, it disables those, so there's no harm. It disables the 18+ content, so there's no harm. Like actually good, legendarily good, but the eroge proportion is actually bad. Well, it's a good thing we won't have to go through it. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited because lately it's been horror. I don't know what I'd classify Steins Gate as, honestly. Just like emotional drama, science, adventure. I guess there you go. You classify science adventure. Damn, you get to miss out on Tosaka's defenseless. What the Baron? What? Oh my god! What? Please don't remind. What? There should be a menu option that disables it. You can check the setting. Yeah. Oh my god, Baron, that's cursed. It's cursed.
さあな、あいつの考えていることはわからん。
That's fate. He's not wrong though. Oh my god. What the fuck? Man, I might have to read those off stream then. If they have lines like those. If they have lines like those, I might have to read them off stream. The H scenes weren't actually written by Nasu, which is part of why they suck so bad. Right. I think I remember we talked about this. They kind of just added the H scenes to help it sell or something, right? There was a reason I'd brought Mayuri to Akihabara. Kyoma, I mean Okarin, big trouble now. But anyway, there really is trouble. I'm really sorry, you can... oh my, it's going so fast. Oh my god, that went so fast. Alright, well I can't read that. We can just We can just tell you where to save before they happen so you can reload them with the option to turn them on off stream if you want. Yeah, I'll probably just do it after I finish streaming it because I feel like that could lead to a very big mistake where I forget to turn it back off. That could lead to no buenos. Basically, something bad had happened at Ferris's house, and she wanted my help.
ヒアジョーさんたちに何かあったのか。昨日フェイリスと話した時は普段通りに見えたんだが。
Oh shoot, I didn't read the tips. Relay, yeah, whatever. That. An ancient island in the Cthulhu mythos that fell below the sea during an earthquake. Now it is an undersea city located at 47 degrees 9S 126 degrees. 43W. In the South Pacific between New Zealand and the western coast of Chile. The stars become right, a term used to describe a certain stellar alignment in the Cthulhu mythos. When the stars become right, Cthulhu, one of the great old ones, will awaken from his ancient slumber. And planetary alignment. The name for a phenomenon where planets in the solar system line up in relation to the sun. This can occur anywhere from once every few decades to once in several centuries. The most recent was in 1982. And the next one will be in 2161. Oh my god. Well, none of us will be alive to see the next one, chat. Unlucky. There is no scientific value to this phenomenon, but it creates ideal conditions for visiting several planets at once. For this reason, it was used in the Voyager project. Since the visual impact is very striking, planetary alignments are very common in works dealing with the occult. Fair point. Could still make a save file and label it. Skipping through Fate actually takes ages. It's surprising how long it actually is, considering the time span in the novel is around 2 weeks at most. Oh, wow. Very nice. We'll see, we'll see.
そんなことないよ。フェリスちゃん、この年末年始はすっごく頑張ってるからかなり疲れてると思う。でもね、フェリスちゃんって弱音を吐くことは絶対にないんだ。どんなに大変でもね、いつも元気なの。なのに今回は珍しくオカリンに助けを求めてきてるわけでしょ。よっぽどのことが起きてるんじゃないかな。
Next time Haley's comet comes by the Earth is 2061? Oh, really? We decided to hurry to Ferris's house.
あれ？
Oh? We called Ferris's condo from the first floor entrance, but there was no answer. Was Kuroki not in? But at least Maho and Moeka should be.
出ないね。
おかしいな。
Uh-oh. I tried again, and this time got a response.
はい。
Oh, there we go.
あ、岡部ですが。
はい。お嬢様から伺っております。どうぞ。
You don't sound too good, buddy. Mayuri and I looked at each other, shocked by the tone of his voice. Even when he came to greet us, Kuroki was too exhausted to give us his usual elegant welcome.
岡部様。
Jesus, man. Oh my god! Kuroki called my name weakly, and in the next moment he collapsed to his knees like a puppet with its strings cut.
黒木さん？
このままでは秋葉家が。
Oh no!
黒木さんどうしたんですか？
岡部様、今すぐお逃げください。ここにいてはなりません。
Something tells me it's gonna be something goofy.
何があったんですか？
私にもわかりません。自分で見たものが信じられない。
Yeah, alright, it's gonna be something goofy.
見た？何を見たんですか？
Kuroki tried to say something, but then gave up and shook his head. And then he slowly raised his arm and pointed to the end of the hallway.
客間です。あそこに。
Oh no. Oh no. That's where Maho and Moeka were. Did something happen to them?
マユリ、黒木さんを頼む。
I left Kuroki in Mayuri's care and ran to the guest room. The door to the guest room was shut.
ヒアジョさん、桐生萌か、無事か？どっちでもいいから返事をしてくれ。くそ、入るぞ。
Well, at least he knocked.
どうしてこんなことに。
Oh? I couldn't believe my eyes. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's worse than How does this happen? Oh my god. What happened? Clean your filthy effing room, bro! Oh my god! Y'all are little rats! Little rats, dude! Oh my god! What part was exaggeration? Dude, rat jam! Oh my gosh, dude! Y'all can't live in this! The scene was indescribable. The only words I could come up with were a palace of junk. The desk and bed were still where they'd been, but everything else had changed. Books, notepads, and other strange objects were piled up to the ceiling in layers. They can't? I mean, they clearly are. Jesus Christ. I've seen... I mean, yeah, there's worse, but this is nasty, bro. Come on now. What may have started as a temporary pile of books had become a wall that reached to the top of the room. Walls made of hundreds of books were scattered about the room, forming a small labyrinth. In some places, the path was so narrow you need to turn sideways to get through. The light from the ceiling no longer reached the floor, so the small lights had been set up on top of the carpet. They were like torches in an underground labyrinth. Bro, they are torturing Kuroki, man. The impressive part is the amount of time this took. Honestly, yeah. Like, they did this in what, like 3 days? Strangely, the space wasn't dirty. Wasn't dirty? What? Oh, brother, we're not looking at the same thing. What do we... The result of Maho and Moeka's attempts to maximize their creative output was the construction of a labyrinth in the guest room. In a sense, it was the highest application of the principles of functional beauty. But it was still a palace of junk. Actually just sitting there humming, dude. Oh my god. Maho was humming as she typed into her keyboard. She had a big pair of headphones on. Moeka was kneeling on the carpet with her legs splayed, typing into her laptop at the low table. She too was wearing headphones. Maho saw me standing in shock at the entrance and took off her headphones.
あら、岡部さん、こんにちは。
don't you, ara, konnichiwa, me? What is this? Moeka took her earphones off too.
こんにちは。
わー、すごい部屋だね。
Amazing sure is a word for it. Mayuri was so astonished she couldn't think of anything else to say. Did these two realize how much it took to freak out Mayuri?
二人ともどうかしたの？
I don't know. You tell me, Maho. You tell me.
どうかしたのじゃないだろう。なんなんだこの部屋は。
部屋？何かおかしいかしら。
Maho. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way y'all can't see why this is a problem.
何から何までおかしい。一昨日まではこんなじゃなかった。
ああ、そのこと？時間が経てば変わるわよ。物も人も。当然部屋もね。
Maho, that sounds like nothing but an absolute cope. You're just a little gremlin. Just a little gremlin forming your cave. Stop it. Gremlin energy at maximum. This is the power of a neat, I guess. Man.
どう？ずっと機能的になってるでしょ？
What do you mean? The fact that Maho didn't seem to find anything wrong with this at all made my head hurt.
探検できそうだね。
Jesus. For her part, Mayuri was wandering through the labyrinth, excited. There were screens to divide the different parts of the room. The screens were different colored baby doll lingerie. Oh my god.
これかわいいね。
Oh my god.
色を選んで吊るしてる。
Actually using lingerie as screen doors. I have no words. I have no words for this.
本当だ。萌香さん、大人っぽい下着たくさん持ってるんだね。
That's like it's like if I just took my boxers and just like sewed them together and have them as like the door to enter my room. Bro, that's gross. Come on, like
マユリ、すまんが、話がこんがらがるからちょっと部屋から出てくれ。
I tried talking to Maho and Moeka, but couldn't get any useful information. When it came down to it, neither of them understood that this room was as messy as you could get. Everything they needed was always within arm's reach, so the two of them thought of it as a pleasant place to work and live. This was definitely the reason why Ferris had come to me for help, and why Kuroki seemed to be on the verge of death. Kuroki, the Akiha family's ultimate butler, had a policy of not letting a single speck of dust exist in a room. These two must have driven him over the edge. That explained the terror in his eyes. He'd probably tried to clean this room up when they first started living here. Thinking back, he'd been acting strange when I came here 2 days ago.
しかし、フェイリスはなぜ俺に助けを求めたんだろう。それに、マユリを連れてくるように言った理由も謎だ。
えへへ。それについては マユシーは理由がひらめいちゃったのです。
Oh, what you got for us, Mayuri?
フェリスちゃんはきっとね、このお部屋をお片付けしてほしいんだよ。だからマユシーがお呼ばれしたの。オカリンだけだったら諦めちゃってたかもしれないでしょ。
True. Yeah, probably. I was looking at an entirely new structure. It wasn't something you could just clean up. If I'd come alone, I might have just turned tail and run. It'd take a team of professional cleaners a full day to clean this thing up. This wouldn't be worth it unless I was getting paid. I wanted to complain, but I was the one who'd asked Ferris to let Maho stay here. I had to do it.
今日はこの部屋の片付けだ。文句は言わせないからな。これは家主からのオーダーなんだ。
そうなの？いまいち納得できないけど、まあいいわ。了解よ。
分かった。
呼べるだけの知り合いに応援を頼むとして、どこから手をつければいいのやら。
that is the question, man.
そうだ。マユシーはね、またまたひらめいちゃったのです。
Oh?
お掃除軍曹に手伝ってもらうのはどうかな。
Sergeant Clean?
お掃除軍曹。なんだそれは。
お掃除軍曹はね、とってもお掃除が得意なの。
Uh-huh.
部屋が散らかっていれば散らかっているほどファイトが湧いてくるんだって。
Right.
知り合いなのか？
オカリンもよーく知ってる人だよ。
Okay. Thanks for the explanation without an explanation. Exactly. That's what I was thinking more safe.
え、俺のよく知ってる人
Mayuri brought me to the lab. Or more precisely, the Brontube workshop on the first floor of the building where the lab was.
なえちゃん、てってる。
So the sergeant of cleaning is Nai? I find that a little hard to believe. Would anyone like some dinner? We made too much. I would like some dinner, Golden. Leave it in my little bear pan. so I could come by and get it. I'll get it later, just leave it in my little bear pan.
おお。
オカリンおじさんもこんにちは。
マユリ、もしかしてお前の言うお掃除軍曹というのは苗のことなのか？
あったりー。なえちゃんはね、とってもお掃除が上手なんだ。
Yeah, but one child versus like the room of a redditor doesn't seem like a fair fight.
お店も家もなえちゃんが毎日お片付けしてるんだよね。
そうなのか？
I actually didn't know that.
そうだよ。
I'll have you know my room is cleaner. Alright.
ブランカ 口拭いてるけど他のところは全部私が片付けてるの。
Come to think of it, I'd never seen any garbage on the floor of the Brontube workshop.
別にお父さんが掃除が嫌いってわけじゃないんだよ。私が好きなだけ。
Bro, I will never understand people that like cleaning. I mean, I clean because I have to. Like, you know, you have to unless you want to live like a rat. But I'll never understand enjoying it.
ゴミが床に落ちてると片付けなきゃって体が勝手に動いちゃうの。部屋の汚れは心の汚れだってお母さんがいつも言ってたから。
なるほど。しかしどの辺がお掃除軍曹なのか。
Nai's eyes went wide and her face blushed.
マヨリお姉ちゃん。そのことは誰にも言わないでって言ったのに。ごめんね。でもどうしてもお掃除軍曹の力が必要なんだよ。私は軍曹とかそんなんじゃないよ。お掃除しているときはほんのちょっと気合が入っちゃうだけだもん。
Oh man.
本当だよ。
Nai looked to be on the verge of tears. Well, a girl her age wouldn't want to be called Sergeant, maybe.
ねえ、なえちゃん、どうかな。マユシーたちに力を貸してくれないかな。軍曹ってもう呼ばない？呼ばない。じゃあ、わかった。
Alright.
やる。猫のお姉ちゃんのお家も行ってみたいし。あ、でも一人は心細いな。大丈夫。みんなで手伝うからね、オカリン。
ああ、そうだな。片っ端から声をかけよう。
じゃあ準備するから待っててね。うちまで帽子取ってくる。
Nai ran off toward the station.
帽子？何のことだ？
Oh no.
すぐにわかるよ。
30 minutes later, Fubuki, Kaide, and Daru were the ones who answered my call. Brother, I ain't no way you can trust Daru to try and clean anything. We met up with Nai and headed to the garbage pit that Ferris's condo had become. And then, Sergeant Clean revealed herself before us. Oh my god.
私が訓練教官の天王寺千人軍曹である。
Oh my god.
いいか、この部屋が片付くまでお前たちはシャクトリムシさんだ。地球上で最下等の生命体だ。
Jesus Christ. Well, you can see where she... you can see the influence of her dad. Definitely.
お前たちは電化製品ではない。掃除機と呼ばれるほどの値打ちもない。
Sir, yes, sir.
葉っぱの上で縮んだり伸びたりするくらいの価値しかない。
Oh my god.
お前たちは厳しい私を嫌うだろう。だが憎めばそれだけ学ぶ。私は厳しいが公平だ。私の使命はこの部屋をピッカピカにすることだけだ。
ゆり。なんだあれは。
Mayuri, help me!
なえちゃんはね、お掃除するときはちょっぴり性格が変わるのです。
Jesus.
性格が変わるとかじゃないだろあれ。人格が変わってる。
小動物系ロリ美少女が本性を表すとド S 軍曹化してバトンプレイしてくれるとか、我々の業界ではご褒美です。
Hey guys, I don't know if you, I don't know if anyone in the audience knew this, but, Nai's a child. I don't know if anyone remembered that. That might have been a little unknown fact among the Steins Gate community. But Nai's an actual child. Just so everybody remembers. I know, it's very unknown, but yeah.
ダル、自重しろよ。
掃除が終わったら急に優しくなってイチャイチャしたがる展開も希望ぬ。
Again, quick, gentle reminder. That's a child he's talking about.
部屋の掃除の後はあなたをきれいにしましょうね的な。
今なんか気持ち悪いことを言ったのは。
自分であります。
勝手に喋るな。聞かれたらはいかいいえで答えるんだ。それと答えるときには頭とお尻になえ様とつけろ。わかったか。
なえ様、はい、なえ様。はあ、リアル幼女から罵倒のシャワーを浴びせてもらえるなんて今日はついてる。
Someone help me, man. Someone get me out of here. Get me out of here.
何をニヤニヤしている。いいか、今からお前を微笑みクマさんと呼ぶ。
なえ様、はい、なえ様。
嬉しいか、微笑みクマさん。
Nope, you suffer with us. I don't want to. I don't want to suffer.
なえ様、はい、なえ様。どうでもいいけどこのなえ様、はい、なえ様って言いにくいよ。
何？文句があるのか、微笑みクマさん。
なえ様、いいえ、なえ様。
バカにしているのか、微笑みクマさん。
なえ様、いいえ、なえ様。
よろしい、微笑みクマさん。30秒以内に廊下の雑巾がけ10往復だ。さっさと始めろ。ほら、1、2、3。
なえ様、はい、なえ様。はあ、もっと罵ってください。
一人だけ大喜びなやつがいるな。
今日ユキさんが来れなくて正解だったかもしれないね。
Yeah, probably. Kaede and Fubuki happened to be in Akihabara, so they had offered to help, but Yuki had work and couldn't make it. For the sake of the Hashida family's future, I was glad. Yeah. Maho and Moika had already given up on trying to match Nai's high energy and were taking their time washing the windows on the veranda.
よし、次。そっちの美人なお姉さんたち。私美人？やっぱり？なぜ我が隊に志願したのか言ってみろ。私たち だけなんだけど。
そうなのそうなの。どういう状況なのこれ。
質問をしているのは私だ。私が聞いた質問に答えるんだ。ナエ様。はい、ナエ様。もう一度聞くぞ。なぜ我が隊に志願したのか言ってみろ。
ナエ様、掃除をするためです。ナエ様。
なら気合を入れろ。
ナエ様。はい、ナエ様。
気合。
さあ行くよ楓ちゃん。
ちょっと。
ほんと掃除は地獄だぜ。
They just wanted to make that reference. Honestly.
ふぶきちゃんもノリノリだね。
来島さんは相当困ってるみたいだが。
そこの二人、何をおしゃべりしている。さっさとこのそびえ立つ黒くてぶっといやつを下のゴミ捨て場に持っていけ。
そびえ立つ黒くてなんだって。
そこのゴミ袋のことだよ。そうだよね。そうだぞ。さっさと運べ。ナエ様。はい、ナエ様。
Jesus.
ナエ様。はい、ナエ様。
ふざけるな。聞こえないぞ。それで部屋をきれいにできると思っているのか。気合を入れろ。大声出せ。ナエ様。はい、ナエ様。全員おバカな顔をさらしている暇があったら一個でも多くゴミを拾え。
ナエ様。はい、ナエ様。
それが終わったら家中のドアノブをピッカピカに磨かせてやるぞ。
Alright, Jesus.
ナエ様。はい、ナエ様。
Jesus.
泣いたり笑ったりできなくなるまでテーブルを磨き上げるんだ。光栄に思え。ナエ様。はい、ナエ様。
Cleaning minute personal. Hi. And so the sergeant kept us cleaning until late into the night.
今日は本当に助かったにゃ。フェリスは大感激にゃ。
Hell yeah. Stay clean, folks.
一時はどうなることかと思いましたが、皆様のおかげで立ち直れました。今日は腕によりをかけて料理を作りましたので、心ゆくまでお楽しみください。
Nice.
乾杯の温度は本日のヒーローであるナイニャンにお願いするにゃ。私？
適任だぞ、軍曹。
おかりんおじさん、それ言わないって約束したでしょ。まあまあ、お願いするにゃん。はい。今日はお掃除を手伝ってくれてありがとうございました。乾杯。
Kampai.
乾杯。
It took about half a day, but with Nai's help, we finished the cleaning. When Kuroki saw the cleaned room, he recovered and made us a huge dinner. That does look infinitely better. That looks infinitely better. Nai had seemed like a totally different person during the cleaning, but now she was back to normal. She was holding a cup filled with orange juice in both hands and happily talking to Kaede.
カエルお姉ちゃん、ピアノ弾けるの？すごい。そんなことないよ。 どちらかっていうと私は音楽史の方に興味があるの。ピアノはそれこそ弾けるだけって程度だから。そんなことないよ、すごいよ。
Kaide's modesty was only setting Nai off even more.
楓ちゃん、ナイ様のために一曲弾いてあげたら？そこにピアノもあるしさ。
A small upright piano was in the corner of the living room. It was perfect.
聴きたい、ピアノ聴きたい。人に聴かせるような腕じゃないよ。
Ah, sure you are. Come on.
フェイリスはピアノ弾かないから使ってくれたらピアノも喜ぶにゃ。
Yeah.
もちろん調律は欠かしておりません。
困ったな。じゃあ一曲だけね。
Kaede sat in front of the piano and lifted the cover over the keys.
何にしようかな。
She seemed happy as she stared at the keys and thought.
これだったらナエちゃんも知ってるかな。 知ってる。
Oh.
トル
Oh.
コ行進曲。
Yep.
正解。
Her 10 fingers danced between the black and ivory keys, and a cheerful melody filled the room. She'd been very modest, but it was very clear that she had a lot of talent. As the song played, the rest of the group stopped talking and moved to the chairs and sofas around the piano. And then... Yeah, I thought that'd do something to Maho. Maho, who had been sitting next to me, suddenly stood up. The sound echoed throughout the room, a little louder than she'd thought it would.
ごめんなさい。気にしないでください。みんなもおしゃべりしてていいからね。
Maho kept standing up as if lost in thought.
ヒアジョーさん、どうかしたのか？
いえ、大したことじゃないの。仕事の電話があったのを忘れていて、それを思い出しただけ。ごめんなさい、ちょっと電話してくる。
Maho quietly left the room.
うん？
It felt like something was strange. I thought for a moment, and then suddenly looked where she'd been sitting. Maho's phone was still on the seat. So she wasn't making a call after all. I was a little worried, so I took her phone and left the living room. The door of the guest room was open. I peeked inside and saw that Maho was standing in the middle of the room with the lights off.
入っていいか？
She didn't tell me no, so I went inside and put the phone on the desk.
椅子に忘れてたよ。これがないと電話はかけられないだろ。
ありがとう。持ってこなかったことすら気づかなかったわ。よほど動転してしまったのね。
動転？なんなら話し相手になるぞ。
そうね。特にどうって話でもないんだけど、聞いてもらった方が私もすっきりできるかも。さっきのピアノの曲、タイトル覚えてる？
トルコ行進曲だろ。
そう、モーツァルトの曲よ。
Yep.
正確にはケッヘル331、モーツァルトピアノソナタ第11番第3楽章。ピアノソナタ第11番は全3楽章構成で、その中でも第3楽章にあたるトルコ行進曲がとても有名なの。だけど私はどちらかというと第1楽章の静かなメロディーの方が好き。
Ah, I see.
クリスも同じことを言っていた。
Oh.
それをね、思い出したの。岡部さん、アマデウスっていう映画知ってる
Wait, what? There's a movie called Amadeus? I didn't know there's a movie. I wasn't sure how to handle the sudden change of subject.
あらすじくらいならモーツァルトの才能に嫉妬した音楽家の話だろ。
そう、アントニオ・サリエリ。映画ではボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルトによって人生を狂わされた男として描かれている。
Damn.
音楽家としての成功を約束されていたはずなのに、モーツァルトが持つ天賦の際に嫉妬し絶望してしまう。
Yeah, it's from 1984 apparently. Really? I never heard of it.
自由奔放のモーツァルトの修行にみんなが眉を潜める中、サリエリだけは彼の才能を見抜いていた。それこそアマデウスという名前の通り、神に愛されたとしか言いようがないその才能をね。サリエリは努力家だったわ。そんな彼には生まれ持った際で世間からもてはやされるモーツァルトが我慢できなかった。そしてついにはモーツァルトを追い詰めてしまう。
追い詰める？
モーツァルトを生き急がせて結果的に死に追いやってしまうの。
Oh god.
映画の話だろ。
私も詳しくは知らないけど、でもモーツァルトの死には不審な点があるし、毒殺の可能性もあったっていう話は聞いたことがある。
Oh.
毒を持った犯人がサリエリかもしれないってこともね。クリスが亡くなった1ヶ月後くらいに大学のネットワークが刷新されることになったの。
Maho would jump to another subject again.
それで署員は全員新しいユーザー名を決めることになった。私は特に考えもなくサリエリにした。人工知能のアマデウスと対比としてね。
I knew that. I'd seen her log in once in Wako City's offices.
けれどもしかしたら違うのかもしれない。
違う？何が？
私はアマデウスじゃなくてクリス自身との対比として自分にサリエリと名付けたのかもしれない。私にとってクリスはアマデウスだった。
That explains the name of the system. In other words, Maho recognized Karisu's talent more than anyone. And at the same time, she was more jealous of her than anyone else in the world. Just like Salieri.
ヒアジョさん。
I didn't know what to say. I could see Maho's shoulders shaking a little. And then... Both Maho and I turned in the direction of the noise. Moika was standing outside the door, looking troubled.
ごめんなさい。
いいのよ、気にしないで。どうかしたのかしら。
天王寺さんをそろそろ帰らせないと。
Ah.
そうだな。俺が送っていくよ。ちょっと待っててくれ。
ヒアジョさん、大丈夫？
え？
辛そうな顔をしているから。
ええ、大丈夫。こんなに体を動かしたの久しぶりだから、ちょっと疲れちゃったのかも。
そう。それならいいけど。それじゃ。
Moika went back to the living room. That was a surprise. I'd never seen Moika talk so much before. I'd never seen her talk that much in any world line, actually. And what's more, she'd been able to read Maho's expression and even worry about her. Maybe living with Maho was having an effect on her.
ごめんなさい、岡部さん。さっきの話は忘れて。
That'll be a little bit hard.
ああ、わかった。
聞いてくれてありがとう。
これぐらいでよければいつでも。
Maho smiled a little and left the room.
まゆりお姉ちゃん、次はあのお店まで。うん、じゃあ行くよ。よーい、スタート。タッチ。私の勝ち。
What are they racing?
負けた。なえちゃんはかけっこ早いね。
I mean, she does have the size advantage on you there, Mayuri.
二人とも暗いから走ると危ないぞ。
大丈夫だよ。ねえ。
It was getting late, so the cleaning party ended as soon as Nai left. It was Mayuri and I who'd gone to Sergeant Clean's help. Gone to get Sergeant Clean's help, so we were responsible for getting her back to the Bronte workshop. Oddly enough, Maho had said she wanted to take a walk and come along with us.
じゃあ次はあそこのお店の前ね。よーし、まゆし今度は負けないぞ。よーい、スタート。
やれやれ。
Nai was more excited than usual. Was it because all the praise that everyone had showered on Sergeant Clean?
どうかしたか？
いいえ、岡部さんのそういう顔初めて見たかもと思って。
どういう顔だ？
なんていうのかしら。緊張してない、リラックスしてる。初めて会った時からあなたは常に意識を張り詰めているような感じがしたから。
That's what time travel does to a man, unfortunately.
そ
そうかな。自分では意識してなかったよ。
At this time of night, most shops off the main road in Akihabara were starting to close, and there was no one around at all. The only ones walking down the alley at this hour were us four. I looked up, and I could just barely see the stars past the clear winter sky.
なあ、ヒヤジョさん。俺は君に言わなきゃならないことがあるんだ。クリスのことで。
Uh-oh.
クリスは
Just as I was about to tell her, I could see Nai run across an intersection. Uh-oh! Suddenly, a black van with its headlights off leapt out of its side street and almost ran over Nai. You gotta be more careful there. Nai just barely avoided being run over, but she fell butt first on the ground. Mayuri ran over to her. I warned you! I went out to run over to Nai and realized that something was wrong. Black Van's doors opened and 3 people got... Oh, well, there we go. Well, here we go. 2 were wearing masks and 1 was wearing a full face helmet. All of them had guns. Let's leave this for next time. Sorry, I know, like cutting off on an action scene, but we've had a bit. We experienced a couple things today, so we'll leave that for tomorrow. We'll leave the fun action stuff for tomorrow. But yeah, that'll be it for me today. Boo! Listen, man, it's been 2.5 hours. I can already feel myself getting tired. Yeah, y'all want energized Mochi for action, don't you? Like, come on. Yeah. Gonna go ahead and end. I hope you all have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah. Bye-bye.